So while Bela Lugosi himself may be dead, his spirit lives on.
Back on the rack. Bela Lugosi's dead. The bats have left the bell tower. The victims have been bled. Red velvet lines. The black box. Bela Lugosi's dead.
When we chose Bela Lugosi, like, it was a really sort of neat idea. Bela was like immediately not the classic vampire actor, was he? I mean, like in England, it was Vincent Price, for instance, and like, he was fat, you know, like he wasn't, you know, the classic gaunt looking person. So we were talking about the whole vampire thing and how it was really erotic and how it was very, very. He was the most frightening monster of the monster movies. Frankenstein was incredible. Wasn't really, you know, you couldn't really take it seriously, but Dracula was almost like really attractive, you know. And it was that we wrote it around, that idea, and performed it like that. And like, it was just a parody on that, but like underneath it was coming out. There were those sort of, you know, recognized, like it fitted perfectly within our set.
The vampire legend and rock and roll seem to go particularly well together. What do the two of them have in common, do you think?
It's the notion of the, like, erotic, of the distant, isolated, subtle, like, eroticism, which goes with the rock. Like, it's like the shaman of old who could actually sort of command with his charisma. The vampire's got that sort of feel. You know, the perfect rock star, really. You know, like, he can't have sex, physical sex, but with his victims or his audience, you know. But he can have that sort of like erotic link with them. It sucks energy out of an audience, which Bauhaus certainly did. Mm-hmm. Like, I'd hopefully give more.
Everyone seems to be reading these books these days by Anne Rice. The first one is called Interview with the Vampire, and the second one is called The Vampire Lestat. In this one, Lestat forms a rock band in New Orleans in the 1980s and reveals his true identity to the audience. It seems like such a natural occupation for a vampire, and after you read this book, you realize that the two, rock stars and vampires, are cut from the same shroud. Anne Rice is getting hundreds of letters saying that Sting should play Lestat in the movie, and he's read the book, and his song Moon Over Bourbon Street is inspired by it. But there are plenty of other people who could do a good job as well.
I'm just reading it.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, it's
brilliant, isn't it?
It's wonderful. I think it'll make a better movie than a book, actually.
Make a brilliant movie. I'd like to play it.
Well, that was my perfect question, because when I read it, you were the person I was thinking of.
Well, it's strange, like, I immediately, like, identify with it. Although, like, it's important to take it as fiction. But it's like a good sort of vehicle to really sort of look at the rock stars from a deeper level than just, you know, the usual crap of going hedonism and drinking and drugs and all that stuff. Because that's not always the case. Like, I don't, you know, take drugs and I don't drink all the time.
The street still screams of garbage thoughts. The stain of anxious eyes. Still we glimpse the faintest note of some battered somnambulant of the desire to know the whys. The street still screams. The street still screams. The street still screams. The street still screams.
Derek, the production assistant that works on our show, said he saw you when he was 15 and you scared the bejesus out of him.
I scared somebody the other night. There was this really nice 17-year-old boy at the front. He was looking, loving it. And, like, I approached him and he freaked. And I thought, what's going on? So, like, I just held his head. It's okay, it's okay. And he sort of went, oh, thank God for that. And he smiled, you know. But that was the most important part of that show because, you know, I don't really want to scare people. It's just that, like, I'm not there to scare, like, I'm there to really act out something, like, and live something, and let somebody experience a show, yeah.
Call a person, break the road, spirits are promoted. Call a person, arrange the road. We love our audience. We love.
Coming up on the new music, Frank Stallone, Luba, and John Cale and Chris Pettick.
It should never be altered.